Hello. Today I'm tutorialing question 8 of the quiz access. So, Fit for Life Foods reports the following income statement for the year ended December 31st. So the first thing you got to look at is what is the main income that has come in. The main income coming in, because you always put increases before decreases, is going to be sales. Um, so yeah, because income statements are their revenues minus expenses. Because that just yeah. So the sales, the first sales is this one. Boom. And then you're going to qualify that. You're going to say, okay, you got to subtract the sales discounts. You got to subtract the returns. And so those going to come out. And then that's going to give you this. And that's going to, so the 218 minus the totaled sales discounts and returns and allowances, that's going to give you 197, which is your net sales because it's what you actually made out of sales. Then you're going to take out the cost of goods sold, and that's going to give you what you actually made a profit on. Yeah. And then from there, you've got all your selling expenses. If it has a sales in the title, if it has something that is to do with selling, like this advertising happens so that you can sell. So there's that as well. So yeah, you've got two separate salaries expenses, but one is sales and one is offices. So the sales goes in sales, and then the office salaries goes in the administrative expenses. Also in administrative expenses is this office copier, the insurance, and office supplies, because it has to do with keeping up with your employees. Okay? And then that's going to give you a total. So you've got your gross profit minus your total selling expenses, and then minus your other expenses, your administrative and general expenses, and that's your total expenses. Okay? From there, it's this minus this. So yeah, total expenses is these two together, the 52 and the 33, and that gives you this 85. All right. So the income from operations so far is this 106,400 minus the 85,830, which is those expenses. Okay. So you've got the income from operations because that's everything that has happened because you've been running your store or whatever you want to have. Then you've got your other stuff, your other revenues, gains, expenses, and losses. You've got interest, and you've got your gain on your sale of equipment, which isn't one of your goods, so it doesn't show up in the sales. It's one of your just like administrative things, but it can't go in expenses. It can't go in with the general administrative expenses because that is not an expense. It's a gain. Okay, and then that totals up your revenues, and then it subtracts it adds, sorry. It adds the other gains to the income from operations. And then it ends you up with 27,510. And yeah. If these here were other expenses, like if you had to, I don't know, but if these here were expenses or losses, then this would be a negative and you would subtract it. But it's a net income because we're ending on a positive, so we don't have to worry about all of that. And that's what you want your business to do. So, ta-da! That is how you do question 8 on this week's quiz access. And if you end up, so this ends up having a couple extra spaces, so then you just go check off the list. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and there's 2 rows, so that's 14. So you need to just check off how many numbers you had to enter, and make sure that those numbers match up in case it looks like you're missing something, because there's a couple extra slots, but that almost got me. So yeah, thanks for listening.